Meru Maṅdara Vindhyā Giraya Saptasagara Drishyante Chandra Suryadhya Panchabhutani Te Sura. In that form of the Lord were seen the mountains like Meru, Maṅdara and Vindhyā, the seven seas, sun and moon, the gods, and the five elements. Aranyani mahanaga bhuvanani chaturdasha pratibrahmandam evang tad drishtva Daśaratātmajaha. The son of Daśaratha, Rāma, beholding the forests, the holy mountains, the 14 worlds, and the entire cosmic expanse. Sura-suranang sangramas tatra purva paranapi Viṣṇur Daśavatarangscha tat karmanyapi dvija. Beholding the battles between the gods and demons, those already born and who are yet to be born, the 10 incarnations of Viṣṇu and his sports in those incarnations, O Brāhmaṇas. Parabhavangscha devanang puradahang mahesituhu utpadyamanang utpannan sarvanapi vinashyataha. Beholding the defeat of the gods at the hands of the demons, the burning of the Tripura by the mighty Lord Śiva, and the extinction of all that is born and is yet to be born. Drishtva Ramo bhayavishta prananama punah punaha utpanat tattva jnanopi babhuva Raghunandana. Beholding all these, Rāma, filled with fear, prostrated again and again. And Raghunandana, Rāma, had the true wisdom dawn on him. Namaste. So this can happen to you. It happened to me. But it was different. A different quality of emotion. Rāma is a great king, and kings worship power. So to a king, especially a righteous king like Rāma, who wants this power only for the benefit of the citizens, power is his God, because it enables him to get things done, to institute welfare programs for the benefit of the citizens. Of course, today's leaders aren't like that, because they're aren't righteous kings, maybe self-righteous, but not really pure, not really spiritual. Only maybe they pay some small regard to religion externally just to try to swing the voters who believe, like that. But they're not really religious in their private lives. There may be one or two exceptions, but they're rare. The vast majority of leaders today are rascals, sinful demons. I mean, they're awful. See, domination without love is criminal. It's sinful. That's why we hate dictators like Mao and Hitler. History has extremely prejudicial attitudes toward them. Why? Because they forced a lot of people to do stuff that they didn't want to do. They murdered thousands, millions, like Lenin. My God. So power is good when it's in good hands, and very bad when it's in bad hands. So in Kali Yuga, we can't expect good leadership. In fact, if it happens at all, it's very, very rare. So Rāma is a good leader. He is a righteous king, and he wants this power for the benefit of the citizens. That's why he's going to war against Ravana, because such a person should not be allowed to continue being a leader. He should not be allowed to set an example to the rest of the world that this is what a leader does. Kidnaps his rival's wife. I mean, that's awful. So Rāma is worshiping God in the mood of Aishwarya, opulence and power. But I was never like that. I'm coming from a different angle altogether. I have always been interested in Sringara Rasa, attracted by the conjugal love of the Lord. Now, in this rasa, one does not seek power, but rather seeks to give up that power. Not to just anyone, and certainly not to someone who's going to abuse it, but to an all-powerful lover who uses it to please his beloved. Now, that's love. Huh? Just like to have a righteous king, that's power. See? Or a good master, or a good brother or friend, or a good son or daughter. See, these are all wonderful things when they're done in an atmosphere of godliness and purity. But if not, they're awful. I mean, there's nothing worse than having a nasty, sinful, rebellious child. Huh? I had 2 children in this life, and they're both rascals. Meat-eating, atheistic. I mean, my son, oh my God, he's a guitarist in a hard metal band, speed metal they call it. And yeah, he does speed. Yeah, he does worship the devil. I mean, literally. I don't know how that, well, he got my musical ability, but he didn't get anything else. Anyway, the daughter, who knows? I mean, she's just a nutcase. So that's very painful. Or to have a lover who's a rascal, who doesn't honor their promises, who doesn't respect their mate, who doesn't see their beloved as the divine. See, this is all very nasty, very, very painful and demotivating. Therefore, in Kali Yuga, unless you are very fortunate to have a good mate, a good family, like that, you should take sannyas. Just get out of it and focus all your love and service and attention on the Lord, because He will reciprocate. He will act from within the heart. But anyway, let me tell you about my vision of the universal form. I was between jobs, which was a common thing for me because I was an independent contractor. I'd work for a year or two and save up a bunch of money and then just coast for a while. Sometimes I'd go to India, live in temples for a while. But this time, I was in the Rajneesh commune in Oregon. This was back in 1981, 82, like that. And it was pretty good back then. But then things got weird. And by 1984, it was a zoo. It was a total mess. Anyway, I decided to leave. So I went back to my apartment in Portland. And I just had this overwhelming desire to meditate. So I just sat and meditated. I didn't do anything. I mean, I had no plan or anything. Huh? But over a period of about 6 weeks, I watched the Kundalini rise all by herself with absolutely no uncomfortable symptoms or anything like that. Just one by one, tum, 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 through the chakras, through the granthis. And I was just sitting and watching. I wasn't like desiring any of this. It just happened. And then one day I took a break for lunch and I was coming out of the kitchen after eating, and I felt this very powerful feminine presence in the room. And in retrospect, it was Shakti, it was Devi, it was the goddess. At the time, I didn't know, I didn't know Shiva Tattva, I didn't know Sri Vidya, I didn't know Advaita, I didn't know Vedanta. Not really. I thought I did, but the Vedanta I had known was a dualistic rendition and not the real Vedanta. So anyway, I felt this very strong feminine presence. And I looked around, I locked all the doors and windows. Nobody could get in. Now, what is going on here? Because I was so sensitive from all that meditation. I could feel when people went in and out of the apartment building where I lived. I knew who was home and who was out. I could just feel it. I just knew it. There's no explanation. Anyway, suddenly I felt a tap on my forehead, and boom, I saw the universal form. Very much like what is being described here. But it wasn't scary at all. It was beautiful. Now go figure. What is the difference? The difference is that Rāma is into Aishwarya, awe and reverence. Oh God, But I was into Madhurya, the sweetness, the loving relationship with the Lord. Because I don't go after power. I don't want it. I don't think it's desirable. I don't see it as anything good. I wouldn't know what to do with it if I got it. I mean, if I was given some title like guru or master or king or something like that, I would just give orders and expect people to do it out of duty. But of course, that's not the way life really works, You have to have a big stick. And I'm not into that. I'm not into fighting and violence and hurting people and all that. I'm into love. So the vision of the universal form that I saw was beautiful. It was like Brahman in the world as the basis of all manifestation, and the world in Brahman as simply an illusion based on the actual being, which is Brahman. And it was beautiful. It was sort of like clouds, but of course not really, because they were interpenetrating. It's not possible to describe. But the scripture does a pretty good job. You see everything, but you see everything as Brahman. And if I was to look at it with my current understanding, yes, this is Shiva, but it's not the bodily form of Shiva. It's Shiva as consciousness, as pure being. And so it depends on your relationship, the nature of your rasa with God, what you see when you get the true wisdom. And that is a very important lesson. Aum Tat Sat. Aum Shakti Aum. Aum Namah Shivaya.